Hello everyone, good evening, good evening. Alright, so welcome back to the third edition of today's lessons, okay? Today we are going to, this class is TMJ, okay? TMJ, your time is 8:20 to 9:10. 8:20 to 9:10, TMJ, classroom 203. Classroom 203. Of course, you know, I'm still your favorable teacher, Kelvin teacher, okay? And today, the main aim of today's class is debating, all right? Debating. Remember, so today we had an agreement we're going to do a debate class, but so sorry about what today turned out to be. But it's no one's fault, it's okay. We can still study even while at home, okay? So today's class was supposed to be debating class where we would have two teams, all right? So the two teams should be for team and against team, all right? So people who are proposing the topic and the other team that is supposed to refuse or oppose or reject the topic. Okay, so that's what we were supposed to do today. But yeah, we're still gonna do it anyways. Either ways, it's okay. So before we start, we would want to take a look back what we studied in our previous class. Remember, in our previous class, we looked at, we had a motion. The motion is the topic of the debate. And that motion was that students would benefit greatly from learning practical subjects in school. Students or children or whatever you call it would benefit greatly from learning practical subjects in school. That was the motion and that was the topic. And then the last class we had two opinions. We had A opinion and we had B opinion, all right? And in opinion A and B, we were able to underline the main ideas of the opinions, and then I wouldn't want to read all through that, okay? We underline the main ideas of the opinion and the supporting ideas of the opinion. And then we were able to create our own ideas. Create our own ideas, okay? For each of the opinion. Of course, you remember that was what we did last class. And then furthermore to that, we also did a practicing debate skill. Practicing debate skill. And how did we do that? We did a statistical example. Using a statistical, we created a statistical example of the number of students that takes number of practical subjects in school and how much money do they earn as graduates, their average income as graduates, okay? How much was their income as graduates and how many practical subjects were they able to take? And then we looked at people who learned 0 practical subjects were able to earn as much as $32,000 US. People who learned 0 practical subjects were able to earn $32,000 US. And then people who earn up to 1 or 2 subjects, people who learned, 1 or 2 subjects were able to earn around $38,000. People who learned 2 practical subjects, 1 to 2 practical subjects from what we have in our statistical table here, were able to earn around $38,000 US. And then the next set of people are people who practice or learn 3 to 5 practical subjects in school. They were able to earn around $45,000 US. People who learn 3 to 5 practical skill in school was able to earn around $45,000. And then people who learn more than 5 practical skills in school were able to earn around $48,000 US. Okay, so that was what we did for the last class. And remember, at the last class, we also tried to create our own debate. And This is what the outcome was all about. I'm so sorry, it's upside down, okay? But anyways, I have to go over it. Remember, for every debate, there is what we call protocols. So protocols, there are protocols to follow, okay? The protocols to follow is every debate has a moderator, the moderator, okay? The moderator, and every debate has a panel of judges. Panel of judges are people who create your debate scores. And every debate has co-debaters. And who are the co-debaters? They are your fellow students who you are debating with, okay? The opposite student. So the for student or the against student. And then every debate also has accurate timekeeper. Accurate timekeeper. Who is the accurate timekeeper? He keeps the time to watch and know what you have to debate. To watch and know that you stick to the time limit for the debate. And the next is ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen are your audience. Okay, the people who are watching your debate. Okay, and then the greetings, good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, or good whatever. Okay? The next thing you have to say to begin your debate is, I'm here to propose. So remember, in the last class I told you propose means to support an argument. And then oppose means to refute an argument. And there is no debate without proposing and refuting an argument. There must be proposing argument or refuting argument. So I'm here to propose or support the argument which says students who benefit greatly from learning practical subjects at school. Students would benefit greatly from learning practical subjects at school. So that's your motion. I'm here to propose or oppose the motion. So remember I told you your motion is your topic, all right? The motion which says student would benefit greatly from learning practical subject at school with the following points. Then you have to list your point like we did in the last class. You have to list your point, which is your argument. You have to give reasons for your argument, and then you have to make an example for your argument. So 3 things you need to do. First, list your point. Write down your point. 2, what is the reason for your point? And then 3rd, what is an example that you could give to further support your argument, okay? And also to convince both the audience, your audience, and your moderator and your panel of judges, just to convince them that your point or your argument is the right argument, okay, for the debate. So that's what it's all about. So for every debating, we have 4 teams and we have the against team. All right? So today's class was supposed to be a practical of what we did in the last class, which was the debate proper. Okay? So the actual debate. Now it is time to debate. Use the flow chart below to help to organize the debate. The introductory expression have been provided to help you. Okay? The introductory expressions provided to help you. Put your argument in logical order and make clear rebuttals to the opposing team's argument. So now, what you have to do is, remember, we are 10 in this class and we divided our class into 2 groups. So one group 5 and 5. And I told you, for each debate, we're going to have different speakers, and we're going to have a timekeeper, and we're going to have a panel of judges, and I'll be your moderator. Okay? So simply, since we've made teams, so each team represents, the A team represents the opposing team, and the B team represents the proposing team for this debate. Okay? So the opposing team have 5 students arguing for this topic. And remember, the topic is student would benefit greatly from learning practical subject at school. All right? So the opposing side have 5 students, the proposing side have 5 students. So out of the 5 students, we have the lead speaker. And then what you have to know is not everyone says all of this in a debate, no. But you all have to practice it. You have to practice. You don't have to look at the board or look into your notes. You have to memorize it, okay? And when you speak, you speak fluently, okay? The moderator, the panel of judges, the co-debaters, the accurate timekeeper, ladies and gentlemen, good day. I am here to propose the motion which says that students would benefit greatly from learning practical skills at school. Or I'm here to oppose the motion which says students would benefit greatly from learning practical skills at school, with my following point. So that's how to make your presentation. That is for all the first speakers for each side, the proposing side and the opposing side. The first speakers, this is how you make your presentation. From the second speaker, your speech would change a little bit. You don't have to go on like Mr. Moderator and all of that, no. What you have to say is, thank you, Mr. Moderator, standing on the existing protocols. So which is all of this? This is the protocols, and your first speaker had made the protocols. So you are standing on those existing protocols to speak. So you just have to acknowledge, thank you, Mr. Moderator, because the moderator is the one who calls you out to speak. So you say thank you, just to say thank you to be polite. So thank you, Mr. Moderator, standing on the existing protocols. I'm here to propose, or I'm here to oppose the motion which says students would benefit greatly from learning practical subjects at school, with my following points. Okay, that's what you need to do. And then remember, you all have to list your points, which we did in the former class. So you list your points. When you list your point, you have reasons for your point, and you make examples for your point to enable you speak fluently. Okay. So now, when the first speaker speaks from the proposing side, we would call the first speaker from the opposing side. Now, what is an opposing side? The opposing means to refuse. Opposing means to refuse, to refute an argument, okay? To disagree what the proposing side said. So you have to listen very well. All the opposing students have to listen very well what the proposing students are saying. So when they come up, they have to refuse the argument, and they have to make their own argument. They have to refuse the argument, and they have to make their own argument. Let's use another word. They have to disagree with the opening speech from the proposing side, and then make their own speech, make their own argument. Okay? So that's what they have to do. So the first speaker from the opposing side have to go through the same process. Okay? And then the second speakers from the opposing side have to say the same thing, thank you. The third speaker have to say the same thing, thank you, Mr. Moderator. And the fourth speaker have to say the same thing, thank you, Mr. Moderator. And then the fifth speaker is the last speaker. And for last speakers, you're going to do a recap. A recap. Recap means a summary. You're going to do a summary of what the first speaker said, the second speaker, third and fourth speaker said. So you're going to capture all of their points and do a recap, a summary of them all. To refresh the minds of the moderator and the panel of judges of what your argument is all about. Okay? So that's basically what we have to do in this class. And then, since we are not here to do it, to practice all of this, please try to practice it at home as much as you can. For the next class, when we come up the next class, in our Zoom class, we're going to do the real debate, okay? And then for your homework today, that's going to be the end of the class, but for your homework today, you have to do page 43. You have to write it down. Oh, so you have to write down page 42 and 43 because we couldn't do the real debate, so you have to do the writing, okay? Page 42 and 43. So if you are the opposing team, write on the opposing side, disagreeing side. If you are the proposing team, write on the agreeing side. Okay? And then you have to write the sum of the debate. That's your homework. Okay? Your homework is sum of the debates. That's page 43. Thank you so much, and see you in our Zoom classes next week. I can't wait to see you all again. Okay? Please stay safe and stay very safe. Okay? Don't be scared. Soon, coronavirus will be history in South Korea. Thank you. I remain your teacher, Kelvin. Good night. Bye.